My name is Ann Morgan, and I'll be hosting tonight along with Ann Glesner, Barb Goutman. Natalie's helping. I'm missing somebody, but thank you all for helping tonight. And we do want to thank all of the people that work behind the scenes, and it takes all year. We're working on it all the time. And then the volunteers that came tonight. And talking to Barb earlier, apparently April is a difficult month to find people that are here and able to help out. So if you're somebody that would help with the giving event, please reach out to Barb Groutman. All right, we want to welcome all of you and our the representatives from the nonprofits. Thank you for your time and being here tonight. And we'd like to do a shout out to Jenny Bexel from Spot. She's been sponsoring us from the very beginning so that we don't have to charge membership dues, and all of her donations go to the nonprofits. And she sent me a text a little while ago and said she was planning on being here, but she was full of paint. So she's busy working on the Egg Harbor location, and they're aiming for May 21st. So keep that in mind. And we'd also like to thank the Door County Community Foundation, who facilitated our payment processing, which is a big deal for us and also for the nonprofits, because otherwise the nonprofits, when they received an award, they'd have to process all of your payments. And instead they receive 1 or 2 checks for the award. So thank you to the foundation for that. So tonight we are going to we're going to hear from the nonprofits that were picked out of the hat in January, and that was our first age drawing, our first hat for the nonprofits that had been in the hat for like 3 years, I think. So it's a big deal, and we're really happy to hear what they have to tell us tonight and share their nonprofits. And then we'll vote and have a business update, and then Kim Carley is going to give us an update on We Are Hope, who was a prior award recipient, and we'll do our drawing and announce awards. So our goal is to connect like-minded women to make a meaningful impact in our community. And we're a giving circle, right? So thinking about the original model, it's bring 100 people together for 1 hour, raise lots of money, and do it 4 times a year. And the original model was $10,000 for each meeting. So we've surpassed that. So well done on that. And yeah. But we applaud all of you for having that shared vision of what we can do by coming together collectively, and in 1 hour, what we can do to lift up our community. So well done, you. And our mission statement is supported by our core values that can be remembered by Community First. There's more detail on those on our website. Invite you to check out that. And tonight, we're going to move on to the presentation. So tonight, our presenters are being brave. They're coming before you to share something that a nonprofit that they're excited about and passionate about. So please give them your attention, big rounds of applause. And with that, I'd like to welcome Jamie Hanratty, who's going to talk about Door Shakespeare.
Always nice to get applause for nothing. I didn't do anything yet, just for my name. I've been a member of this organization. Can you hear me, everybody? I've been a member of this organization since it began in 2018, and I've been a patron of Door Shakespeare since it was established in 1995. And it was established with the advice of Fred Alley, who founded American Folklore Theater, which is now Northern Sky. So some of you may know about that. And then in 1999, it became its own 501c3 under the direction of Suzanne Graff. And then with one interim director in between, then Amy Ludwigsen-Mueller then took over as managing director and then producing artistic director after that, I believe. And then Michael Stebbins was in there for a while, and current producing artistic director, I've got it backwards, is Amy Ensign. And she took over in 2022. They are considered by Actors Equity, the union, a small professional theater. And so they have to go by those rules, which is wonderful for the actors, directors, designers, make sure that, they're not overworked or underpaid with their contract. But it also hurt them a lot during COVID. As with many small theaters, they had a really hard time, really, really, really hard time. One person gets sick and the whole company shuts down. Patrons weren't coming. Even sitting outdoors, as you know, people were afraid to sit next to somebody even outdoors at first. And then things started opening up again, but they're still under the same rules. People get sick and there's no money for understudies like there are in big theaters. So, little theaters are struggling and a lot of theaters are shutting down all over the country. And I am so proud of Door Shakespeare that they have managed to survive and provide something wonderful for this community. How many of you have had an experience sitting in an audience, live theater, sitting collectively with an audience, that all of a sudden you're breathing along with everybody else, the same breath, the same heartbeat, and you all leap to your feet at the end of the production collectively? How many of you have had that experience? It's irreplaceable. You cannot get that experience at home watching the telly. It's just not the same. It's not the same. As I was doing a little bit of research for this presentation about what is it about live theater that's so important, it's one of the top things for developing empathy and therefore compassion in your community. Absolutely at the top of the list. And all of the arts are like that. But theater represents everything: music, dance, spoken language, scenic development, visual arts, just everything is represented in theater. And this particular theater does something that the other theaters around are not doing, which is classics. They're doing Shakespeare and other classics. They started out doing only Shakespeare, but then they did, I know they did Pride and Prejudice, an adaptation of Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice very early on. And they've done other things, a story about Robin Hood, I can't remember, recently. And with all of them, Shakespeare and the other productions, it's all original music. So it's so lovely. And this summer, you can look forward to Romeo and Juliet and an adaptation of Jane Austen's Emma. And you can see, and I know we're all Austen fans, right? And you can see it at York Linden, have a lovely walk, a lovely picnic, and then under this amazing maple tree. I have only 1 minute. So the other things that they do, they have Camp Will, which is 3 one-week sessions for kids, which is an absolutely amazing program. They have Shakespeare in the schools. They have Shake It Up Saturdays, Will in the Woods. These are all pre-show programs to help you engage. In the summer, well, they have one full-time person year-round, but in the summer, they have to pay for 2 play directors, production stage manager, assistant stage manager, electrician, music director, fight director, intimacy director, lighting designer, scene and props designer, costumes assistants, wardrobe crew, 9 or 10 actors, Camp Will staff, several interns, producing artistic director, business manager, house manager, compliance officer, and board chair, carpenter, master electrician, company photographer, box office manager, and arts administration interns. That all has to be paid for. They do not have huge angel donors. They do not have huge grants. They depend on ticket sales and you all. So if you have any questions about how the money will be spent, please direct them to Amy Ensign,
Thank
producing
you.
artistic director.
A big round of applause for Jamie. So with that, I would like to introduce Artistic Director Amy Ensign. A big welcome for Amy. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So if you've got a question, please raise your hand and Barb will come with the mic. And also online, if you've got a question, put it in and Natalie will get that for you. Susie in the back.
Hi, Amy.
Hi, Susie.
So what would you do with the award that you'll receive this evening? What is the main purpose of your award tonight?
That's a very good question. Thank you. What will we do with the funds received tonight? The funds we receive tonight, we will divide into 3 different programs. A third of the funds will go to the 2024 production season, the artistic side. A third of the funds will go to our educational programs in the summer. So that's Camp Will that Jamie referred to, our summer camp. Shake It Up Saturdays. It's a Saturday pre-show program designed for families where we get the wiggles out. We introduce the characters of the play they're about to see. We talk a little bit about the plot. And then my favorite thing is we give them a scavenger hunt so that while they're in the audience, they can look for the pink hat that Emma wears in scene 3. And when they see that pink hat, they circle it. And they can listen for when Henry V says, "Once more into the breach, dear friends," and they can circle that. And so that helps keep them engaged. And then also something that Amy Ludvigsen Muller started, Will in the Woods, which is a pre-show program that engages the audience with a little bit more of what our production process is. We invite our costume designers, our fight choreographers, our intimacy directors to have a conversation with our audience, which allows them to understand a little bit more of the process. And then the third, 1/3 of the funding will go to Shakespeare in the Schools, which is a program that happens fall through spring. Every single school in Door County reads at least one Shakespeare play. And we offer talented actors and directors to help support the curriculum of our English teachers to help with those students take the play from the page to the stage. The plays were written to be seen and heard. And so we hope to allow a little bit more of a window into what that is like. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Is there another question?
Oh, good.
I would love to learn more. Jamie did an amazing job of a roll call of the staff at Door Shakespeare. And I was there so long ago that I cannot imagine how hard it is to house all those people. Do you house all of those actors still? And can you talk about maybe addressing that challenge and how this might help, keep those cast sizes large, which is really unique for Door County, but incredibly challenging today.
Yeah. Thank you, Amy. Housing is the hardest thing that I do at Door Shakespeare, and it gets harder every single year. And every single year, I tell the board in September, it's looking pretty good. But one of these years, I am not going to be able to find enough housing. And our housing budget in the time that I started as managing director in 2018 has doubled and is now actually equal to the dollar to our production budget. So the amount of funds that it takes to bring these actors and these directors and these designers up to Door County is the same amount of money as to house them. And so this year, though, we're doing something about it in that we, in 2019, in December, were donated our administrative building in South Sister Bay, right next to the Door County Bakery. And it's quite a large building. And so this year, and it was actually sparked from a Wisconsin Arts Board conversation that I heard about our grant writing. They said, well, everyone in Door County, all of these theaters, they complain about housing, but no one ever does anything. Okay, I'm going to do something. And so we're taking our administrative building, which is quite large, and dividing it in half. And so half of that, as we speak, I just came from the remodel project right before I arrived here, will turn into 3 bedrooms for housing actors. And then our administrative office will just be a little smaller. Yeah, but it is hard. And I think that's the first of what we hope to be many, many I'm like, every year, maybe we could build a little tiny house in our backyard. Yeah. But many of the people in the house here in the audience and our members donate housing which is very helpful. And then we do occasionally have to spend summer dollars for our housing, but this year will be a lot better with this remodel project. Thanks for question.
Okay, with that, that's 5 minutes, which
Oh
goes
my
really
goodness
fast.
gracious.
So a big hand for Amy.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so next up is the Ridges. And first I would like to recognize the nominating member, Judy Locken. And Judy is actually not able to present this evening. And so it's a good use of the delegated speaker option. So we always like to remind everyone that that's an option. So a big thank you to Penny Neeson for being the delegated speaker this evening and speaking on behalf of the Ridges. Welcome, Penny. Oops.
Good evening. My name is Penny Neeson. I'm here as a volunteer from the Ridges Sanctuary and also a member of 100 Women. I'm joined tonight by Katie Kress, the Executive Director at the Ridges. It's my privilege to introduce you to the Ridges Sanctuary and to thank you for considering us for your philanthropic donation this quarter. It's so appropriate because today is Earth Day, right? Right. Okay. The Ridges has been a part of Door County since 1937. It's a 1,600-acre nature preserve that was the first land trust in Wisconsin. In 1934, Emma Toft, Olivia Traven, Frank Oldenburg, a local builder, headed a delegation of Bailey's Harbor residents to save this environmentally critical land from being developed. The curator of botany of the Milwaukee Public Museum, Albert Fuller, spent much time studying the flora that flourishes at the Ridges. These founders had the foresight to protect this unique ecosystem. Today, the Ridges is focused on that same founding goal of education, preservation, and research. The Cook Albert Fuller Center in Bailey's Harbor was constructed in 2015 and created a hub for learning and community at the Ridges Sanctuary. Currently, there are 5 dedicated full-time staff members, 11 part-time staff, and over 200 community volunteers who network as stewards of this precious environment. We can't do it without our volunteers, who put in over 7,700 hours last year. Important ecological research, land management, protection, and development are a vital part of the Ridges mission locally and nationally. In addition, we provide a variety of visitor experiences year-round and a broad engagement from people from all over. We engage our local community through educational programs like Tiny Trekkers, Forest School, public school forest days, and more. We interact with over 350 local preschool through high school students on a regular basis. My personal experiences at the Ridges have been part of my life in Door County. Our family watched a curious porcupine stop and check us out as we watched the Hidden Brook Boardwalk, and our 3-year-old great-nephew squeal with delight as he watched that porcupine scamper up a tree. Then there was the very special outing we took with our dear friend to walk that same boardwalk, her last outdoor nature walk before becoming bedridden with Parkinson's. We have many friends who reminisce about their bonding and learning experiences with their grandchildren at grandparents' camp, and friends whose children and grandchildren enjoy the many outdoor education and field trip programs for students of all ages. The amazing intern programs offered at the Ridges provide high school and college students with the opportunity to explore their passions for the environment and to do important research that inspires them to their goal of science-based careers. As a career educator of over 36 years, I value these important contributions and the community outreach that the Ridges provides to Door County. Since a large part of our revenue comes from donation, the monies that you donate this evening will help us continue to offer robust scholarship opportunities for local families and students and to participate in our youth programs and offer free access days to the Ridges learning programs at the Nature Center for our local community and visitors. It's a great place to volunteer. I have seen many aspects of the Ridges' effect on our community. I have pulled weeds, I've shoveled bark chips on their spring cleanup, which is coming up in May. Along with my friends and neighbors, we lead hikes, we count orchids, count birds, hold workshops, help staff the amazing natural Christmas experience. And then there's those dedicated volunteer Wednesday crew who go above and beyond constructing boardwalks, maintaining trails, and clearing trees to keep the Ridges easily accessible for everyone. I have volunteered in many capacities in my life. The Ridges is a special place where the staff works right alongside of its volunteers. As a volunteer, I always feel appreciated for whatever contribution of talent, time, or effort that I can provide. The Ridges is truly a generational and intergenerational in their mission to teach all people, no matter what their age or background, to respect and protect our precious planet, as well as to engage in its sustainability. The Ridges offers knowledge and nature, a communion of people and environment. Believe me, there is nothing more beautiful than a quiet winter walk on Hidden Brook Boardwalk with luminaries to guide you, or a spring walk listening to the water flow under its covered bridge. Those wise individuals who protected this land so long ago could never have known what a gift they gave our community. The Ridges is truly a place for everyone. Thank you for considering the support of the Ridges and its educational mission.
Thank you very much, Penny. And so here to answer the Q&A is, sorry, my time, is Katie Krause. So welcome, Executive Director Katie.
Thank you.
So do we have a first question to kick it off? Yep, up front.
Hi. Can you tell me about how many people that your programming serves?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have a multifaceted experience at the Ridges, of course. If you're looking at our visitor engagement opportunities, we have well over 35,000 people visit the Nature Center every single year. Many of those people, about 15,000 of them, are taking guided hikes and learning about the cultural history and natural history of the sanctuary and surrounding areas in Door County. Like Penny mentioned, we have well over 350 students that are participating in our youth education programs. We have a program coming up that many of you, I'm sure, participate in called our Festival of Nature that's hosted over Memorial Day weekend. That has well over 600 participants, adults, and high school students learning at all different levels and experiencing the natural beauty of the Door Peninsula. And then our volunteers. Of course, we have, like Penny mentioned, over 200 volunteers that we're engaging every day. It's not just an opportunity for volunteers to come in and learn or do things for us. We really want to give back to our community and our volunteers and ensure that they're learning just alongside all of us. So it's just a little snapshot.
I have a question from Faye. What would the rewarded money be used for?
So Penny touched on it a little bit. So the two biggest things are, one, our scholarship programs for our early childhood education programs. One of them is called Forest School, Ridges Forest School, which is a program for homeschool students aged 5 to 9, where they're coming out to the Ridges on Tuesdays and Thursdays to learn about the beauty of the area and just create that appreciation for nature. In addition to our scholarship program, we're really looking to provide access days to the Ridges. As many of you know, we are a fee-based organization, and a lot of that goes into the preservation of the sanctuary. But even a $5 trail fee is a limitation for some families, especially our local community here in Door County. So we'd like to start providing a free Fridays program that'll have extra learning and engagement opportunities for our local community and visitors to come in and not have to pay a $5 trail fee in order to get out and experience the sanctuary. Thank you.
I'm just curious what we can expect in the near future. I know you have some great long-range plans, but I want to know what's coming up soon.
Yes. So some of the things that we're most excited about, of course, education is one of the key arms and pillars of the organization. The biggest one that I'm most excited about, and some of you might have heard, we are partnering with Gibraltar Public Schools to host a 4K classroom. So we'll have a public 4K at the Ridges Sanctuary for 4-year-olds. It'll be a free program because it's a public school preschool class. So that's coming up at the Ridges. That's going to be starting the 24-25 school year. We already have 13 students signed up, which is so exciting. And then we recently purchased a hotel, which I don't think a lot of organizations choose to do. But we purchased a hotel to really expand our operation, and mostly our operation for our local community. So we really want to lean in more heavily into our research, into our preservation, and our education. So we have a beautiful big master plan to look at all of the operations of the organization and funnel them into areas that are a little bit more removed from our nature center and provide spaces where our community can engage better in our research, especially our orchid restoration project that we've been doing for about 6 years, dwarf like iris restoration project, and then to provide really amazing year-round outdoor classroom spaces for our community programs as well. So lots of exciting things in research and education.
Katie, I'm interested in knowing what your budget is and also what are your sources of the income?
Sure. So our annual operating budget is roughly $1 million a year. 60% of that comes from donors, just like you all, supporting our operation. And then the rest is our education programs and grants and trail fees. So the majority of it is donations and then earned revenue through all of our program centers.
We only have 25 seconds left.
I can talk fast.
I was just wondering what or where is the hotel that you mentioned that you purchased?
Yeah, so we purchased Ridges Inn and Suites, which if you're familiar with where our nature center is, we purchased the hotel that's just up Highway 57 on the right-hand side of the highway.
Do you work with teachers for in-classroom curriculum building?
That is something that we're very, very excited to be adding in the next couple of years. We work with Sevastopol teachers especially to do in-class programming as well. Yes.
Good time management on those last questions. Okay, so next up is Birch Creek Music Performance Center. And please welcome Mary Moster, who is going to speak on behalf.
Hello, everyone. I'm Mary Moster, and I'm here to talk about one of my favorite organizations, Birch Creek Music Performance Center right here in Egg Harbor. Also with me tonight is Mona Christensen, our wonderful executive director, who's going to really answer the hard questions after I'm done. I first became involved with Birch Creek when I retired and moved up to Sturgeon Bay full-time in 2013. Actually, my husband got the call from our banker asking if he would be willing to serve on the board. And he said, no, I'm too busy, but Mary just retired. So why don't you try to get her? Little did I know that it would be the start of an incredibly rewarding long-term experience with an organization I've come to love, Birch Creek. I went on to serve on the board of trustees for several years. I still volunteer as an associate and contribute as a donor. I only have 5 minutes tonight and they're strict. So I'm really going to concentrate on 3 things, not tell you everything. First, what does Birch Creek do? Second, what impact does it have on our community? And third, just high level, how will they use the donation if from 100+ women? So let me start out by telling you just a little bit about what Birch Creek does. The mission of the organization is to provide intensive performance-based instruction to promising young musicians by immersing them in a professional mentoring environment. That's a real handful to say, but that's what they do. This happens during 4 two-week sessions in the summer when these talented young musicians learn from their mentors and then perform live concerts with them. And the result is some of the most infectious, joyful, and inspiring music experiences you're likely to have anywhere in the county. So I encourage you to go. In recent years, Birch Creek has also added 3 programs to serve adult learners who want to refine their music performance skills in an intensive study environment. Now to the next question, what impact does Birch Creek have on our Door County community? Consider these ways that Birch Creek is helping to make the arts accessible here. In terms of free concerts, Birch Creek students and faculties performed 27 free outreach concerts last year, both on their campus and in communities across the county. In terms of scholarships, 2 scholarships are designated specifically for Door County students, and other financial aid is also available for them. With this support, students from all 5 Door County school districts and some homeschool students have attended Birch Creek. In terms of music education, our Artist in the School outreach program provides music clinics by Birch Creek faculty at no cost to local school districts. Last year, Artist in the Schools served 358 local music students and their band directors and music teachers in the county. Birch Creek also has a big economic impact on Door County. Each year, Birch Creek prepares a report that they give to legislators, the Wisconsin Arts Board, grantors, arts and business advocacy groups that details an economic impact of more than $700,000 annually. And Birch Creek is also an active contributor to our vibrant arts community here. Our staff and trustees serve in leadership positions for other arts organizations and other nonprofits. Plus, Birch Creek either rents out or allows free use of their facilities here on County E for other not-for-profits that don't have their own facilities. Now let me touch on my third and final point, which is how will Birch Creek use the donation from 100 plus women? A key way the donation will be used is to continue to make the Birch Creek experience affordable to a broad spectrum of students and their families through their Play It Forward campaign. I'll briefly describe it and then Mona can answer any specific questions that you have. The full cost of program delivery for a student, I'll do it fast, to attend the 2-week residential session is $5,100. Tuition is $2,400. So that leaves a gap of $2,700. Each year, Birch Creek has to raise $400,000 in order to cover that gap to continue to make Birch Creek experience affordable. So let me close by saying I feel privileged to be up here talking about Birch Creek, and we would be honored for any donation that's given to us. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mary. So here to field the Q&A questions is Executive Director Mona Christensen. Welcome, Mona.
Thank you.
And who's got the first question?
So, Mona, can you talk about the children or the people that come, the kids that come to Birch Creek, like the ages and what kind of musical experience they have? as they
Absolutely.
come?
Our students come from 15 states, Trinidad and Tobago, Canada, British Columbia. We've even had some kids from France. They are ages 13 to 19. Generally, they're entering the high school ages because our students, many of them need to audition to get in, especially with their symphony session. And they also have to have a teacher recommendation to vouch for their proficiency. So usually they're the higher, more advanced students. 80% of our kids are on a music career path. So people who give toward Birch Creek are really fueling the future for kids who are on their way to being a music major in college.
Got one from Paula here. How are kids selected to attend? What if 2,400 is still not affordable?
The first part of the question was, how are they selected?
How are they selected?
They just need to apply. We accept all applications. They just need to meet the minimum eligibility of grade or age or whatever, but they need the teacher recommendation. And for symphony session, they actually audition. So they're providing video auditions on YouTube or whatever, unlisted kind of versions. And then our faculty are reviewing them. And for students, and actually, this is really a great question. $2,400 is a lot of money for a lot of families, and 60% of our families apply for scholarships. Everybody who applies for a scholarship It's based on AGI, adjusted gross income, and number of siblings or whatever, in number of dependents in the family. Then we use a metric to assign extra dollars toward that student so that we immediately just take that off of their tuition. So they usually can come up with the difference, and, we've been able to make that work. 60% of our families are doing that. 80% of those kids are on a music career path. So it's pretty awesome. Somebody way in the back.
Diagnosis, but we sponsor a kind of a mini concert by the Jazz Ambassadors.
Oh, yeah.
I believe it's called, at our store every year. And if you have, I know Mona would rather sell tickets. However, we do we do pay for the appearance. So they're probably going to be putting out a schedule very soon. The kids are fantastic. If you have a chance to come to one of those performances, they're all over the county. And it's really a good way to get a taste of what Birch Creek does.
Exactly. Our Jazz Ambassadors are made up of a group of 5 or 6 students. They're the cream of the crop jazz students. Many students come back year after year because they're aspiring to be in that group. Those kids are in anywhere between 12 to 15 gigs for over a 2-week span, and we have 2 sessions. So that's between 24 and 30 gigs within the county, out in the community. You may have seen them all over the place playing their awesome music, the farmers market, Harbor Beach, the library. They're all over the place, and it's just really incredible. In addition, we have artists in the schools too talking about outreaches. Sometimes we have more audience in the outreaches than we do actually in our barn. And that's the impact of Door County. And these students are getting performance-based music ed right where it matters. So it's fueling that tourism economy, and it's also helping with the locals. It's just bringing that arts vibe into the community, which we all love so much here too.
We have one more question. Oops. One more question. Wow. Really?
That's because Mary did such a good job.
Okay, with that, a big thank you, Mona. Okay, so now we've reached the time to vote section. So we'll take a couple-minute pause here while we let everyone cast their ballots and then collect those. A note for the ballots, the voting online, if you do change your mind and would like to resubmit another ballot, that's okay. We take the last one and we use the most recent. And
on to our business update, everybody. So since inception, which was 6 years ago in July of 2018, we have raised about $565,000 for 57 Door County nonprofit organizations. Yeah. Well done, everyone. And part of this number includes the matching grant that we talk about. And in 2004, Richard M. Scholes, who is the founder of Best Buy, he and his family created this Richard M. Scholes Family Foundation. And then they partnered with the 100 Who Care Alliance to provide this matching opportunity. So each quarter we have an opportunity to apply for that. And if it meets the criteria of their foundation, then we are able to bring in another $5,000. And to date, it's been $40,000. So we have about a little bit over 390 members. And are any of the members, these are the new members since our last giving event. Are any of you here tonight joining us? Can you stand up so we can welcome you? So referrals are really a big way we receive new members. Please, there's business cards around, take a few of them, spread them around. Connecting with other 100+ women who care. Well, the social right before our giving event is one way. And also there's a couple of events that have received a lot of we had good attendance, recurring attendance. So in the fall, it seems like a good time of year to get together because everybody's kind of winding down from their busy summer schedules, and it's just really relaxed and it's fun. So we're going to keep doing that, and also the Warm Hands, Warm Heart event that we do in early December, where our members bring donations that these are hats and mittens, maybe school supplies that go to the YMCA or Boys and Girls Club. And we make it a social event. So we have a lot of fun with that as well. Just a reminder, we have a member-only directory. If you're looking to connect with somebody, you might be able to find them there, and also our private Facebook group. And for the private Facebook group, we wanted to take the time to encourage people to use that for promoting the nominated nonprofits that you're passionate about. If there's an event, a gala, a fundraiser, a volunteer opportunity, feel free to post on there. That's what it's for. And, you know, if you just want to get together with somebody, go ahead, use it for that too. Another, oh yeah, so our 100+ WC Apparel is Bonnie Spielman at Hat had helped us with this, and we just I'm looking in the back of the room because we had some examples out there this evening, and we recently added caps. So check that out. Oh, I'm actually wearing some stuff. So yeah. So anyway, check that out. It's a lot of good stuff. Oh, my button slide. So anyway, here's my favorite slide. If you're trying to tell somebody about 100+ WWC, this is a great place to go. It's just on our homepage. There's a button to join us. If you're looking to nominate, it's really easy to do. Check out how to nominate a nonprofit. If you're looking how to donate online, it's right there. And also you can get to the apparel site there too. So we are going to go on to hear from Kim Carley of We Are Hope. So they received the award in January of 2023. And I was looking up, so they received an award from us, and they also received the matching grant. So the combined amount that they received was $18,675. And Kim, so we want to welcome Kim to tell us more about We Are Hope.
Well, I'm super happy to be here tonight. I was even happier in January of last year, but no, but this is really a wonderful organization. So We Are Hope Inc., the Employability Hub, really would like to thank all of you for the funding that we received through your generous spirit. Our main goal when we received the funding was just to keep our doors open to the public for assistance for anything employment, which is kind of our unofficial motto. But with the funds from 100 Women Who Care and that Richard M. Schulz Foundation, we were also able to begin to expand our services to increase support for our community's employment needs. So as a quick reminder of what we do in general, is we're really committed to providing a supportive and inviting environment that's open to the public to receive any type of assistance to support them in job search, skill building, career exploration, and navigating the unemployment system. We provide more than public access to computers and internet. We provide knowledgeable staff who are compassionate, non-judgmental, and supportive of all of our consumers' needs. The support that we provide is not only for the unemployed, but also for the underemployed. It can help individuals explore other career options, help them increase their skills and their knowledge, and give them the confidence to discover other opportunities. This can increase their income so they do not have to settle for living paycheck to paycheck, but lead to a career that not only they can enjoy, but also allows them to get into a place of financial stability, hopefully lifting them out of that Alice threshold that I'm sure you guys have heard a lot about. In 2023, with your help, the Employability Hub was able to maintain our partnership with the Tech Equity Group by playing an active role in addressing the digital literacy in Door County. We were personally able to serve 20 individuals, spending over 57 one-on-one hours, increasing their computer skills to help them not only look for jobs, but to to advance their skills for the workplace. We served 43 individuals, guiding them to choose their own path through mentoring, career guidance, and referrals to other resources, as well as supporting the entrepreneurial spirit of our community. We met with 61 individuals or families who fall into that ALICE population to help them navigate through the impact of increased wages on public benefits, and to help them avoid falling off that benefits cliff by providing them information and support to kind of get them over that bridge, to get off of public benefits while advancing their careers and employment opportunities. We've arranged 22 shadows, job tours, informational interviews for people wanting to explore other options. We provide soft skills training such as teamwork, communication, critical thinking skills to 41 different individuals who were ready for kind of like a curriculum type approach. We documented 58 individuals that we referred to and enrolled in other employment programs to advance their skills and employment opportunities. Our services are open to the public and nobody is required to report back to us, but we were able to confirm 96 hires in 2013 from the general public. The We Are Hope Inc. staff, board, and the community, everybody that benefits, would really like to thank you for your generosity and support. I would be remiss to not state that we have, of course, always appreciate any donations, and also to put a shout out for the fact that we're looking for board members. But I would also like to end this by extending a testimonial from a consumer that really does apply to you. And it's posted right behind our front desk, their handwritten note that says, "You are awesome." Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Kim. We love when nonprofits come back and share what they've done with the funds. It's wonderful. Okay, so just a couple slides before we get to the announcement of the main recipient. So this is the number of nonprofits that are in the hat. We always look at this each quarter. So of course, 3 nonprofits were pulled to present this evening, and we had 2 new nominations. So you can see that we went from 26 in the hat down to 25 in the hat. In terms of the average age of the nonprofits, we do take a look at that. And as Anne mentioned, this was an extra special evening because we had 3 of the nonprofits who had been in the hat for over 3 years. So at this point, the average length of time the nonprofit has waited is 502 days. And I will say the biggest influence on this number is actually how many new nonprofit nominations we got in the quarter. And so because we just had 2 new nominations, the average age in the hat went up, even though we pulled 3 of the older hats, so to speak, for this evening. That sounded bad. So we wanted to bring your attention to just a couple changes on the website in terms of the service piece. So there are some updates in the service section of the website, and you can see there the volunteer opportunities. So we wanted to remind everyone that there's a number of different ways you can help, continue to contribute. And the first one is just helping us, right, in the Giving Circle. So Anne mentioned earlier about it's tough to find people in April to help do setup. So that would be a great example of something we need. We're always looking for potential people to join the social committee, or looking at long-term new board members, vetting committee, things like that. So, please let us know if you're interested, and there's always something that we can use some help with. So going on to the bottom part of that new website change, we wanted to highlight a pretty cool feature. I know when I first joined 100 Women, one of the things I wanted to do was learn more about volunteer opportunities within the community. And there's a relatively new Volunteers Connections that the United Way runs. And it's a really nice hub for nonprofits to share their volunteer opportunities with the community. So if you go to our website, we've now linked that volunteer connection website. So we kind of got out of being the middle people. And if you go there, it can get good information in terms of organizations that are always looking for a hand. And then lastly, we talk about this all the time, but this is really an important part, in my opinion, of the Giving Circle. And that is, in addition to the monetary benefit of, all the dollars that you're all bringing in and giving to the nonprofits, the awareness is huge. And so, use the Facebook as messaging, or use Facebook posting, for example, to get more information out there, but also nominate those nonprofits that you're passionate about, because even if they have to, I've never had a single nonprofit complain to me about the length of time they waited in the hat. I can honestly say that. And so they know that it's worth the wait. And then, of course, after 3 years, they're eligible to be nominated again. So don't forget that that's how come we're here, right? Is thanks to people who have been nominating. So. Okay, with that, we've got the list of the nominated and vetted. So these were the two in red, the two organizations that were new for this quarter: Door County Cradle to Career and the Food Pantry Coalition. These are the 26. And so with that, we've got this cool red hat. We've stepped it up, right? So thank you to new member Becky Aldridge, who vetted the little slips in the hat to make sure that these were all taken into account. So I would like a fearless person to pull the 3 from the hat. Maybe somebody in the front row. Gwen, Amy. Number 1 is Horseshoe Bay Farms. Number 2 is the Salvation Army, the Door County Service Extension. And last but not least, number 3 is the Door County Food Pantry Coalition. Re-emphasizing it is the luck of the draw. Okay, thank you, Gwen. Okay, now to tonight's awards. Okay. So I think I did this one. Yes, you can see the numbers, and then also the opportunity to apply for the Richard M. Schultz match. All right, and so the main award this evening goes to the Ridges Sanctuary. Okay, so just a couple housekeeping notes. This is a big one. So remember that nonprofits don't get their money until we have all of the money from all of us. So that's the plug to get your checks in quickly. And another big plug, check out the opportunities to pay online or do recurring payments, because that just makes our administrative work a million times easier. And so with that, I'll turn it over to Ann M.
Thank you, Ann. Okay, our next meeting is July 22nd, and it's going to be here. After our rainy meeting last year, we decided we'll do it here. But one thing that's really fun, we can still do the picnics. We'll do them on the porch. So look forward to seeing you in July. And I want to say before all the commotion starts for all the nonprofit presenters and representatives and board members will go to the back of the room right afterwards so we can do our pictures. And all of you, please turn in your name tags, and if you have checks, and if you haven't signed the banner, there's a banner up here you can sign, and take some business cards. So we'd like to leave you with a quote: "The smallest deed is better than the grandest intention," by Anonymous. Paula, thank you for that quote. And here is our elevator pitch. Everybody, here's our elevator pitch. Do good, feel good, gather, have fun with 100+ WWC. Okay, thank you.